Hey beloveds, I'm back. So I wanted to the other video I was going to get on when God tell you to allow people to leave. When you will know when God is wanting you to depart from a relationship or from a thing. When God is saying to let something go, um please let it go. When God is telling you to leave something, whether it's a job or whether if it's a ministry, and God will tell you to leave a church or a ministry, yes, He will. People say, "Oh, God wouldn't tell you to do that." He will. If He tells you to, do it. If He's telling you to leave a job, but listen about the job thing. Don't move. Don't move too hasty. Okay, wait for a confirmation. Like if God say I need you to leave this job and I'm calling you to something else, wait for a confirmation. Wait for God to say it at least another time before you do it. And then when you do hear God say it again, confirm what He is saying to you. Go into prayer. God, I heard you say this to me. When do you want me to do this? When do you want me to move? Because the thing that people get so messed up is they move too prematurely, and they do a thing too prematurely, and then you're out of the grace of God because you move too early, and God hasn't told you to do that just yet. So now you're out of you it's not going to flow the way you want it to flow because you're not he didn't say move yet, if that makes sense. So you want to wait. Like if God has told you to leave your job, or I want you to start this ministry, or I want you to start another, go get another job, or start your business, or start this podcast, or write this book, whatever it is that God has told you to do, whatever season you're in transition, make sure that you have confirmation that God has told you to move. And you make sure, because He's not going to give us everything at one time. He gives things to us bits and bits and bits and bits of pieces. It's not going to all come to us at once. Sometimes God wants us to go ahead and start it, and to see if we're going to move in faith, right? But in order for you to see, if in order for Him to know if you're going to move in faith, is you have to do it. But first you have to confirm what season are you in. You have to confirm. So if he tell you something, don't just jump out, don't just hasty jump out and do it. Wait, and then make sure you go into prayer and confirm it first. Confirm it. God, when, how, what, make sure He confirm. And if he'll tell you if He wants you to do it now, or He'll give you a time frame, you'll start seeing numbers, and all of these things. He'll tell you, okay, now is the time to do it. And then when you do it, when you have that confirmation, you have that grace. Okay, you have that grace. And so even if you stepped out in faith and you don't know how you're gonna do this, you don't know what's gonna happen, you don't know, but you're gonna have the grace of God that's gonna carry you through, because you stepped out on faith. um if He's telling you to relieve a relationship, if He's telling you to let a person go, whether it's a friend, whether it's a mate, an intimate mate, or whatever, if it's one of those two, make sure you do it. Make sure you leave that relationship. Make sure you don't hold on to people outside of the season that they're supposed to be in. Okay, if God is saying let this go, let this, and you'll know signs. You will know signs that God is telling you it's time for this relationship to end. You're unequally yoked. The relationship is one sided. God is giving you dreams. God is giving you visions. He's telling you. He'll minister to you. When God is speaking to you. Leave that relationship, because what God is doing is he wants to bring something else in your life. He wants to bring you a new friend, or He wants to bring you a new mate, or He may just want them out of your life because their heart isn't right towards you. He knows something. We don't know things. We don't know stuff. All we can do is petition the courts of heaven about people, and God will show us, but we don't know. So, but God does. And so if He's telling you let go of this person, there's something that God knows. And sometimes God will reveal it to you. Sometimes God will allow you to overhear a conversation. Sometimes people can slip and say something, and they not intended to say it, but really that's God allowing them to just speak so they can tell on themselves, so that you can understand why God is telling you to end this friendship or this relationship. Sometimes what God will allow our feelings to get a little hurt so that we can be obedient, if that makes sense. Because it'll just sting like a little bee. It'll sting for a little bit, but we'll be all right after a while, right? If God is telling you whatever God is saying do in this season, make sure you are being obedient, because it is in your obedience that God moves. It is in your obedience that you get to see the glory. It is in your obedience that that you can see God's hand for real. But you have to be obedient to what he has spoken to you. And so I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to kind of expound on that a little bit more, because in my prayer video, I kind of ended the prayer video with that, and I didn't want to include all of that in one. And so I kind of I wanted to expound on what I was saying. And so I made a totally different video. So when God say it's time to move, beloveds, move. Because you don't want to be the reason your blessings is not hitting you the way that they should. You don't want to be the reason you're not experiencing glory. You don't want to be the reason that you're not experiencing the blessings of God because you're holding on to something too long, or because God has told you to leave a thing, or because God has told you to start something and you haven't started it yet, or whatever the case may be. Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you that's holding you up. Don't let it be you that's holding up your blessings. Don't let it be you that's not receiving because you don't know how to let go. Okay. I hope that this word bless somebody on tonight, because it definitely ministers to me every time. And one thing about a pastor or a teacher or whatever, any word that we give, anything that we give to anybody, we have first experienced it for ourselves. We have first went through it for ourselves. I cannot minister something to you that I haven't experienced, because it's not organic. It's not it's not real, you know. And so anything that is on my YouTube channel, anything that I minister to y'all about, anything that I say, I have experienced it for myself. And so I'm not giving it to y'all out of a book, or I'm not giving it to y'all because somebody said. I'm giving it to y'all because I've lived it. I'm giving it to y'all because this is what I've experienced, or this is the revelation that God has given me for what I have experienced. And so I pray that this word has blessed you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and continue to tune in to what God has given me to give to you guys. I love you, and know this, beloved, if you have no one else in your corner, if no one else is by your side, know that God is by your side. You're never by yourself. God is with you always. I love you. I love you. I love you.